Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's the flyest vlogger on the planet. My name is Showtime the Czar. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great, positive, productive day as always. You know, I got hip hop news, cultural updates, and everything like that for you guys today. But before we do any and all that, you know what you got to do. See that subscribe button on your screen right there. I need you to click that, turn that bell icon on so each and every time one of my videos drop, the content that I'm providing to you, you don't miss it. Let's get into it, y'all. Drop my intro. YouTube, what up, though? All right, so before we get into the serious matter here, I just want to say congratulations to the New York Knickerbockers. They are the NBA champions. You know, I'm still riding with my Pistons next season. Okay, Pistons in 5. But I will say, I don't like the Knicks fans, okay? But the team itself, I'm happy for them guys. Mainly because they were this close every single time. And for them to actually reach the mountaintop, and the city of New York hadn't won a championship in 50 plus years. And as a Detroit Lions fan as well, you know, I know what that feeling is like for your team to do something that hasn't been done in over 20 years. So that feeling in itself, I know the city of New York is going crazy, and I know they finna have fun at that parade. But I personally am not a fan of New York Knicks fans. Y'all throwing stuff at Wemby. Some of y'all need to be banned. Okay? Some of y'all Knicks fans need to tell those Knicks fans, y'all need to chill out. That's just my thing on that. Now, I'm going to leave that alone. Now, switching gears to something a little bit more serious here. I never got a chance to address the Carmelo Anthony, and I'm not talking about the basketball player. I'm talking about the Carmelo Anthony situation where he was sentenced to, I want to say, 35 years in prison. The 18-year-old young man, I was sitting 35 years in prison. I'm seeing a lot of back and forth on socials, right? There's a lot of people who are happy that he's going to jail, and then there's a lot of people that are upset because of how it played out. And also that there were no black jurors. Here's what I want to say about the whole situation. I think a lot of people are getting misconstrued. I don't think nobody thought Carmelo Anthony was going to get off scot-free, okay? I think, you know, they assumed he's going to get some punishment. 35 years was probably not on nobody's bingo card. But I will say this. People are like, well, you can't stab somebody and think you're going to get off scot-free. But from my understanding, he was being antagonized. And you can't tell someone how to react. At the end of the day, I personally believe that there was no winner in this situation. One kid lost his life, and another kid is going to jail for 35 years. By the time that young man get out, you know what I'm saying, he might be my age. You know, I still a lot of life to live, but, you know, wow. You know, a lot of years have been taken. Let me do the math real quick because I'm not too good at math here. He might be a little bit older. No, he ain't going to be my age. He going to be older than me. By the time he get out of jail, he going to miss everything. So that's the unfortunate side. I think people are trying to see who was the winner and who was the loser, and it wasn't one. Both these kids lost, okay? It was a decision made very quickly, very hasty, and it cost some lives here. So I think what we need to stop doing is acting as if one kid was right and one kid was wrong. They're both wrong. They're both wrong. If you can't antagonize nobody and then tell them how to react, but also stabbing someone to death is never the answer. So that's what I really wanted to get across. It's just too many people are trying to find who was the right and who was the wrong, and there wasn't a right in this situation. It was just all bad, all wrong, and now 2 lives are lost. So, you know, y'all fighting about the wrong thing instead of looking at the bigger picture. That's all I'm gonna say about that, man. I every time I see that story pop up, I'm not like y'all arguing back and forth and trying to make it seem like one kid was right, one kid was wrong, and it's like, how do you look at it that way? That's the part that doesn't make sense to me, because I can't see the right in anyone's situation. You know what I'm saying? I can only see that it went too far. So that's my thoughts and opinions on it, man. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments below.
Did I just catch you having fun?
YouTube. All right. So, first off, it's been a minute, okay? I think we took like a week off, and now we back, okay? So, before we get into everything, first I got to introduce Lori Mack. Lori Mack, say what's up to the people.
What up, what up?
And it is time for Plot Twist. Now, for today's Plot Twist, I find this conversation kind of interesting just because my takes on social media, right? And the effects that they have long term on both children and adults. But what am I talking about? The UK has decided to ban social media for children under the age of 16. This also includes YouTube. Okay, so Lori Mack, do you think the United States should implement something like this? I think Australia is another place that has rules to this effect, but social media is not allowed for children under 16.
Well, I'm sure you, just like myself, we grew up in an age where we weren't on social media. And I felt like summers were longer and we had a lot more fun. So I'm definitely not against it, honestly. I think that's not a bad idea. You know, like, I guess it was an option for us because we had more freedom when we actually decided to get on it. We probably was like 13, 12, you know what I'm saying? But this might be something good because the kids these days are pretty sucked into their phones. I mean, maybe we can do the same thing with some stimulations or something, or you
like
know,
what?
maybe some different type of, like, maybe YouTube but restricted.
So they kind of already got that. My only thing is,
and
I'm
take
not,
everything else away because they don't really need no social media. Like, who has?
Yeah,
no kids have no Facebook and no Instagram.
Yeah. I'm cool with the no social media.
The main thing is YouTube. Let's be honest. That's the thing.
And that was my point. That was about to be my point. I'm cool with the no social media. I mean, you know, I know some people, kids, make money off of social media, so that's kind of sticky. I get that. I think YouTube, though, I wouldn't classify that with the social media. I think if we're speaking specifically to just like Instagram, Twitter, because ain't no Instagram kids, ain't no Twitter kids, ain't no
need to be none.
Yeah, ain't no TikTok kids.
Ain't
you
nothing
feel
out
what I'm
there.
saying?
Thank God, there's no TikTok kids.
So right
kids
here.
is probably.
So if we're talking just to me, those platforms, I'm cool with it. But once they inserted YouTube in there, that's when I'm like, nah, I don't agree with that. That to me, that's where I personally would draw the line, because I feel like YouTube is a helpful tool when you need to look something up.
It
right?
is.
Or
but you also got Google for that.
Yeah, but nah, it ain't the same with YouTube, bro. YouTube take you right to the video. You know what I'm saying? Right to it. Sometimes the video 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes.
But I mean, that's the thing though. YouTube also has a dark side to it. I'm sure if you're a parent like myself, you come across some of them videos that don't make sense and it looks very demonic, and even when you put censors and, you know,
you can put
you still see
YouTube
stuff like
kids.
that.
Like
you still see stuff like that. I'm telling you. My son had both. He had the YouTube Kids. He had the regular YouTube. He just got his own YouTube account. Okay, so, and he's only 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Like I said, I'm not against it as far as other social media platforms. Absolutely. No Instagram, no Facebook, no TikTok, no Twitter.
I think we're in agreement. They don't need none of that stuff.
They're not even thinking about it. We weren't thinking about it.
Right.
But YouTube is a little harder. But then again, that's where argument would come in play, because a lot of kids use YouTube.
So what about the people who say social media, people make money off social media? In terms
kids
of like,
they're not making no money off those platforms like you just named. Now, if it's another platform, then shoot, let me know. But I mean, only platform kids making money off of right now that I know of, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but is YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
They don't make money off TikTok and Instagram. What's the one kid's name?
They do make money off of
Like
TikTok.
Ryan?
Yeah, they make money off TikTok too.
See, I'm
Instagram, some so, but it's not really a lot of, like, they ain't no kids on no Instagram for real. They might have the account, but
and it's a lot of billionaires.
I mean, Facebook too. People, you can make money off Facebook. I mean, you can make money anywhere now.
Yeah, it's a lot of like millionaires and billionaires who don't even.
But
allow
that's
their
when you
kids.
would have to cut the. You know, where are you drawing the line? What, you gonna let your kid do it because they make some money? You gonna?
I mean, it is rough out here. It's
right.
a lot of millionaires and billionaires that don't allow their kids to have social media, which will tell you something. But
That's why I'm just like, I don't know.
I wouldn't get rid of YouTube. I wouldn't classify that as social media in my personal opinion.
No, you got a point there. I wouldn't classify it as social media, but it is a platform.
No, that's a different discussion. Because
So
now we
yeah,
now
I'm
move
down.
the
I'm
goalposts.
down for them not being on social media at all, for sure.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm
So
with
that's
that.
where we're in agreement. You know,
YouTube, not so much.
Yeah,
but
not so much on
we
the
can
YouTube,
always
but-
agree to disagree.
Yeah, but let us know how you feel about this in the comments. Should the United States? Oh, one more thing before we get up out of here. Age limit. Do you agree with that? Under 16. Is 16 the perfect time to let your kid get a social media page?
Well, like I said, I started mine when I was like 13, 14.
Hell no.
So, but even
I'm
still,
cool
I
with
didn't know what I
16.
was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind that. Not saying really, they not gonna miss much if they wait till they 16. But then again, 14 they starting high school, so you have to think about that. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
give a damn. I
That's
think
when
16
you start.
is the perfect
That's
age.
when you start
for-
wanting to get social media because you want to connect to your friends. A lot of kids don't got phones. That's when they use.
I'm cool with that too.
and everything
Honestly, I don't think kids need none of this electronic stuff. I'm cool with it 15, 16 years old. Personally. I think too much. I think now these kids are exposed to too much because they have cell phones, tablets, and all that stuff. They get access to the things that you was talking about, like the dark side of YouTube. Well, you ain't got no phone or no tablet. You ain't got to worry about that. I think that's a good cutoff, a good starting age, 15, 16, because they're a little bit, you can explain it a little bit better to the child and why you don't have the social media. So personally, I'm cool with it being 15, 16. Anything younger than that, hell no. But let us know how you feel about this subject in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts and opinions? Let us know. But that's all we got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow us on socials. And until next time, we out of here, y'all. Peace.